Hi everyone. What I'd like to do today is just tell you a little bit more about what mindfulness is and what the 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction course is. So what is mindfulness? The most popular definition is by a man called Jon Kabat-Zinn, who is the founder of the 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction course and is also actually a molecular biologist. And Jon Kabat-Zinn defines mindfulness as the awareness that arises through paying attention to the present moment on purpose and non-judgmentally. Throughout the 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction course, we build that capacity to pay attention on purpose, which is actually harder than it sounds because we are often lost in thought. And our minds are made to think, and our minds will always think. And in mindfulness, there's no expectation that you're meant to empty your mind of thought. But what we can learn to do is build the capacity to notice those thoughts and not be as caught up in them and as attached to them. And that can be quite liberating and help us to be more present for what's here in reality. So on the 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction course, we can really build that capacity to be aware of the present moment, to allow it to be here and to be non-judgmental. So I thought it would be helpful to just give you a bit of a flavour as to some of the things that we cover on the course. So we cover meditation, and that's like the training ground to practice mindfulness. If you think that when you're working a bicep, you go to the gym and you lift some weights, when we practice meditation, it's the training ground for cultivating that capacity to be present. It makes neurological changes, so changes in our brain, and it helps us to be more present in daily life as well. And meditation can be formal or informal. And on the 8-week course, I will introduce you to a number of different meditations, and different meditations will click for different people. Some people may prefer the guided body scan, and that's a meditation where you will notice different sensations in the body. So I guide you through the different sensations working through the body, and we can notice what is present, what's right here now in our bodies that we might otherwise actually have missed. And there are often some various sensations or no sensations at all, so we notice what expectations we've got about what we're expecting to feel. And we can practice allowing things to be as they are. Other people may prefer a walking meditation. They like to be more active in their meditation, so we introduce walking meditations and mindful movement. And there are other formal meditations that will be introduced as well. As part of introducing meditation practice, we talk about informal practice. So you can join up your meditation practice with some daily activities, such as brushing your teeth or having a shower. So for me, one of the daily activities that I really try and concentrate on being present for is washing my hands. And often what I notice is that I'm quite rough with myself when I'm washing my hands, and I'm rushing and I'm waiting to get on to the next thing, even just with that very small activity. And noticing that can give me a lot of insight into how I might be feeling. And if I just soften the grip on my hands and actually notice that it's quite comforting if I'm more gentle, and I can feel sort of tension start to ease. It just within that sort of 30 seconds that you take to wash your hands to come back and to work, I can often feel just a little bit calmer from being more gentle in that moment. But there's all sorts of, obviously, lots of daily activities that people complete. And just trying to pick one and bring some mindful awareness to it. And so that's something that I encourage as part of the course, and participants are invited to do that in the weeks between the practice. And eventually you start to build your capacity to be mindful, to be aware at lots of different moments in your life that you might otherwise have missed. What I teach on the course as part of introducing these meditations is that encouraging people to really recognise what choices you've got with your meditation practice, noticing which meditations maybe support you, and not feeling a sense of striving with your meditation, that you need to make sure that you've got a sort of practice that covers absolutely everything, but notice which ones resonate with you, which ones are more supportive to you, and just use the 8 weeks as a sort of exploration and bring a bit of curiosity in to notice what's helpful. And that could be your core practice going forward. So in addition to teaching meditations on the course, I also deliver some specific teachings to do with some of the theories behind mindfulness, which there's lots of studies, there's lots of evidence-based studies about the difference that mindfulness can make to your mental and your physical health as well. And participants often find that quite fascinating to hear about some of the studies and some of the neurological changes that happen, and reflect on, is it true for them? What are they noticing in their life as they're bringing more mindfulness into it? In addition, we cover other things on the course. We talk about the negativity bias and our tendency to notice the negative experiences more than the positive experience, and actually how that's kind of hardwired into our brain in some respects. But we can make changes. Our brains are neuroplastic, that what we pay attention to will start to rewire those circuits in our brain. So once we develop that capacity to start to counterbalance that negativity, then we can start to make a real difference to noticing more positive experiences in our life. And on the course, we also talk about the importance of gratitude, that how recognising things to be grateful for in life can make us feel better. So another thing that we teach on the course is self-compassion. So with self-compassion, we do some work around noticing how perhaps we talk to ourselves differently to how we speak to other people. And I share some strategies for helping people to develop the capacity to be more self-compassionate. And often that's something that people really take away from the course, and it makes a big difference to their lives. So there's lots of other areas on the course. It's not only practicing mindfulness meditation, it's noticing and talking about the difference that might make. It's about how we can bring in more happiness, how we can take more self-care, how we can comfort ourselves and offer ourselves self-compassion. And also there's lots of group discussions, so it isn't just me talking. There's people learn from each other. There's some real cherished moments on the course where people share something that they've noticed that they might be struggling with, and somebody else can offer some support and some ideas of what they might be able to do to support themselves. And sometimes other participants will just inspire each other to make that commitment because of the difference they're noticing that they've found the course can make for them. At the end of every week on the course, I email out some resources that summarise the key learning points, and will refer to experts in the field like John Kabat-Zinn, self-compassion like Dr. Kristen Neff or Sharon Salzberg, and lots of other experts in the field of mindfulness and self-care and self-compassion, and recommend books and apps, and so people get quite a lot from that as well. So what I thought I would do now is guide you through a practice called Fof-Bok, which is feet on floor, body on chair. So if you want to just find a comfortable position on the chair, so just noticing if you need to make any small adjustments. And if you're happy to do so, inviting you to close your eyes or lower your gaze if you prefer. And to begin with, just noticing the sense of the body sitting here to begin with. Just noticing perhaps the gravity holding you down and the chair supporting you. Sometimes we might find that we hold on and we have some tension just sitting here. And actually seeing if you can just allow yourself to recognise the support that's being provided to you physically, and just allow that support to hold you. And noticing what happens to any tension in the body when you bring that awareness for the support. Now just gathering your attention and bringing awareness into the soles of the feet. And noticing any sensations present now in the soles of the feet. Perhaps where the feet are in contact with the sock or shoe or floor beneath. And notice any sensations where there's contact. Perhaps noticing the temperature in the soles of the feet. Just noticing any sensation where the soles of the feet are in contact with the floor beneath. If there are no sensations, simply notice that. There's no need to try to generate sensations. We're simply noticing what's here for you in this moment. And now bringing your awareness to the body and where the body's in contact with the chair. What sensations are present where the body's in contact with the chair? That's where the back's touching the back of the chair. Perhaps where the thighs are in contact with the chair beneath. And just noticing those points of contact. Sensations where there's connection. Not necessarily thinking about those sensations, but seeing if you can experience those sensations directly and just be aware of them. And if the mind's gone to thought, remembering that's fine, that's what minds do. Minds are made to think, and your mind will go to thought over and over again in any meditation practice. Noticing that the mind's gone to thought is a moment of awareness. It is a moment of mindfulness. So to be grateful that you've noticed that you've gone to thought. As you gently and kindly bring your awareness back to the body, where the body's in contact with the chair. Just expanding that awareness now to notice the body on the chair as well as the feet on the floor. And I'll just read a poem. This poem's called Enough, and it's by David White from the book Where Many Rivers Meet. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to the life we have refused again and again until now. Until now. I'll read that again. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to the life we have refused again and again until now. Until now. Okay, when you're ready, if you'd like to just gently move the body slightly if you like. Perhaps wiggle those toes, wiggle your fingers. Just moving however it feels supportive for you. And opening your eyes when you're ready, if they've been closed. That was just a really short practice. Something that you can do at any point in the day for however long you like. You can just practice noticing the feet on the floor for a few seconds. and noticing the body for a few seconds, and it can just create that gap, that space that might be supportive for you. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another of these videos in future. In the meantime, if you'd like to know more about me, my website is www.untangledpresence.com. Thank you.